TCHS Bravada takes pride in making sure everything starts on time. If our show starts at 6 o'clock, then you need to be there well before 6. This is an example of what to do. Because we take being on time serious, we do not admit anyone after the allotted time. This is a classic example of someone being late. This will happen if you're late. You will be locked out and turned away. When you arrive to our campus, you're supposed to stay in your group led by a teacher. You are not supposed to move away from your teacher at any point in time without permission from your teacher. This is an example of what you're to do when you arrive at our campus. Stay with your group and make sure you do not leave them. This is what you do not do when you get here. Running off or leaving without permission will receive punishments. At TCHS, we have a no food or drink policy in the auditorium. You are not allowed to bring any drinks or food into the auditorium for any reason. You must throw those away before you get into the auditorium. Teachers, we need you to make sure your students understand this rule. It takes a long time for us to put on these performances, and we do not have the time or the luxury to clean up after your students. This is an example of what you do not do in the auditorium. Leaving food wrappers causes more problems than just a dirty auditorium. Plus, if you bring in a drink, you run a risk of spilling it. In the auditorium, we have carpet. It is not easy to get stains out of the carpet, so please reinforce no food or drink. Please make sure that you use the restroom before leaving your school and arriving on campus. We do not need you to cause a disturbance in the middle of our show. You will not be allowed out in the middle of our show to go to the restroom. TCHS Bravada would prefer that you do not have your cell phone with you when you attend our show. Cell phones cause a distraction, as you can see in the video, between the people around you, and it distracts yourself from the show going on. Our actors and actresses have put a lot of time into this show, and we want them to have a pleasant show and a great audience attending it. Make sure, if you have your cell phone, to silence it, but we prefer that you turn it off.
Where's Dad? Oh, this right here. Oh. Sorry. Hello? No, I can't right now. No.
As you can see, the cell phones cause a distraction in the auditorium, and it disturbs the people around you. Teachers, we ask that you please let your students know that they are not allowed to bring their phones. Also, we are not allowed to have any flash photography, or video recordings at all due to the guidelines of the play itself. So please do not take pictures. We will have photographers who take pictures here, as well as the actors and actresses and the people associated with the show will be taking pictures that you can have on request. As you can see, the flash also causes a disturbance not only to the audience, but to the people on stage. When the show starts and you're sitting in the audience, we ask that you please sit quietly and do not move around a lot. By moving around, you will disturb others and the people around you, and we do not need that in this performance, because your movements can also disturb what's going on stage. When our scenes have finished and our songs have finished, we encourage you to applaud our actors and actresses for their hard work. This is an example of how to be polite while encouraging the people on stage. Now, this is what you don't do after a scene has ended or a song has concluded. if you're going to act like that, we please ask you to keep it to the very end when our actresses and actors are on stage for their finale. When the show has ended, our actors and actresses will do the curtain call. You are to remain seated until the curtain call has finished. This is what the curtain call will look like. After the curtain call is ended, the actors and actresses will put on their final show for you and move to the front of the stage. At this moment, we ask you to please stand up, cheer them on, and even sing along with them as they conclude our show. After the show is ended, you need to sit back down as we will dismiss you by school. At this time, Ayuka is dismissed. You will get up and move calmly with your group out the door and onto your bus. We will go row by row until everyone from that school is gone. Then we will ask the next school to leave. Burnsville, you are dismissed. Tishomingo, you are dismissed. Thank you for watching our informational video. We hope you have learned something and you'll take what we've listed before you to heart when you come and watch our production of The Lion King. Our students would like to say something to you for paying attention and coming out to our show. We can't wait to have you here at TCHS to see our production of The Lion King.